We all strive to be successful, but the word successful is very subjective. How do you define success? How do you measure success? Everybody's going to have their own metrics towards those components. But each individual has the ability to be successful in their own right. And I think about Livingston High School, a school in Cape Town, South Africa that I attended. And I think about my teachers. They were not rich, they were not famous, they were academics, but they were extremely successful because they had gained incredible knowledge. They were committed to their students. They wanted to make a difference. They wanted to lift everybody up. And so everything they projected about themselves was about this incredible success. I think of Dick Dudley, a man who had spent years in prison because of his political beliefs. He was a science teacher. I think of G.L. Abrams, a mathematics teacher who was a no-nonsense person, who was extremely strict. But again, he wanted us to be our best selves, and he pushed us incredibly hard. We had to show up for math class before school so that we could improve our grades. I think of my mother. She was also once a student at Livingston High School. And then she went on to the University of Cape Town to get with a scholarship. And then she was given another scholarship to the United States, and she chose the University of Syracuse in upstate New York and graduated with a master's degree in 1948. There were very few women who went to university, let alone who got a master's degree. But again, it was a commitment to excellence. But when I look at all these teachers that were part of my life growing up, who became my teachers when I attended Livingston High School, I realized in their own right they were successful, but what they really were creating was a legacy. They are being remembered for their contribution to knowledge. They are being remembered for their activism to try and free all South Africans of the chains of apartheid and oppression. They're going to be remembered for the students that they created, who they picked up and expected the best of us. Those who went on to medical school, who went on to law school, those who became civil rights activists and continued the fight for equality and equitability in this world. Those who went on to do other things that was always about, we are Livingstonians. So it's about pride. This is an institution that created a legacy. But as we look at the world today, I have to ask, who are the leaders? Where are we going? What are going to be the solutions to these huge challenges? Nelson Mandela was a huge character in South Africa who will never be forgotten. Mahatma Gandhi was a huge character out of India who will never be forgotten. They created, through their beliefs, this incredible legacy, a legacy of change, a legacy of what was possible. But who today are the folks who are going to stand out, who we're going to remember 30, 50, 100 years from now, who textbooks are going to be written about, and incredible books will be written about because of the contributions that they made to society, to humanity. So we really have to come back and ask, what are we creating? What kind of success are we building? How are we going to measure that? And what role do we as individuals play? What role do corporations play? What role do governments play in setting that foundation that we can help lift people to these remarkable places? And so I think there is a role that government, through providing a strong knowledge base, through helping to foster values and ethics in how society is looked at and how society is brought together. I also think corporations have a huge responsibility in how they market, who they market to. But who is the leadership? What is the example that those CEOs, those executive teams, those decision makers, right down to the rank and file employees. What are they doing that's going to help create a better society? A society, again, that is going to lift people up, not just what can we extract, but what is it that we are contributing? Let's think about the legacies that we have been so inspired by. And let's start thinking, how will we inspire a future generation through this generation of legacy makers?